All right, live from the city. I'm your host Punchy, and I'd like to introduce you to the co-host.
Connection up.
All right, live from the city. I'm your co-host Punchy, and I'd like to introduce you to the rest. Tip, Black Ice, Bo,
What's up?
D.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Please remember to like this video, follow us on YouTube and Instagram. Thank you for tuning in today. We're going to jump right into our topics. So starting off with our trending segment, we're going to go ahead and start off with the Ocala police shooting. Bo? Oh, Ocala school shooting. I'm sorry.
That's right.
School shooting that happened.
It happened, actually, I don't know the date that it did happen, but it just happened recently.
Thursday, I believe.
Thursday? Okay, I was going to say
Friday
Wednesday.
for the Columbine anniversary, the 20th.
That's right.
That's right. Friday.
Yeah.
Well, you know, if you're in America, you probably done seen, we had another school shooting out in Ocala. Again, from a person who had already left the school. He wasn't attending the school. Came back. Was wanting to kill, obviously. He had the gun. Saw this girl as he was already in the school. You know what I'm saying? About to do what he was going to do. Shoots through a door. The shrapnel hits a kid. He hears this girl crying, screaming. You know, she's scared. He puts the gun down. Now, he was wrong on all accounts. But I think with recent events, we see that it could have been a lot worse. Again, definitely wrong. And my question on this really is, we see that it's becoming a pattern. It used to be the kids that were actually in school. Now it seems like it's the kids who 19.
Dropouts.
Who are dropouts or have been suspended or expelled.
Well, I will beg to differ with you on that because it had a lot of our big school shootings have been by people who were not in school. Yes, they're just walking up on campus. The big one, Sandy Hook, that guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People that's not in school.
Oh, not in school.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, not,
I'm saying like, you know, that Columbine, I think they were
okay.
actually students in the school, but as time has progressed,
Hey, Sue.
Yes.
it's going on with people. Yo, you 19, you supposed to graduate last year. What you doing? That's gonna be.
Hey, you don't know that situation. No, but it is. I agree. It's becoming just too repetitive. I don't know what the lacking is. I don't know if it's in parenting. I don't know if it's in the gun system. I don't know what it is, and it's sad. Yes, it could have been a lot worse, and he only, shrapnel hit one kid, and him seeing another girl cry, caused him to not continue whatever his plot was. But something got to be done about these guns with you.
He actually claimed that he was just depressed and he actually thought that someone would stop him. He was surprised that he made it into the school. He went into the bathroom, he put on a tactical vest and gloves, and said he was surprised that there was no one there to stop him.
I was gonna say.
And why are you surprised? Our schools are not set up. And that's another thing I've spoken on before. Our schools are not set up to even protect your children outside of the home. Home, you got surveillance cameras, you got different things in line for protection. Away from home, your children are totally unprotected, and it's sad as far as church, because we've had incidences where in Carolina where the shooting happened in church, and you have this where these kids are repeatedly charging into schools, I don't know, for attention of whatever it is that they're seeking, but it's lives being lost and people being hurt.
Well, the issue is this. It will cost millions of dollars to upgrade these schools. When schools were built back in the day, they were built to blend into the neighborhood.
True.
They were not built,
Watch
as
how I
Fort
say
Knox.
it. Because I was going to ask this question. In California, a lot of our schools, they got fences.
Yeah.
And I mean,
not just California,
New
you go
York
as far
and
up as
places
you go as
like-
far up as Atlanta,
Yeah, I'm
In
saying-
Maryland,
in Georgia.
it's
I mean,
detectors
yeah, and I'm
Yeah,
saying,
y'all
I'm
had
saying,
that
and
for
obviously
years.
we saying the environment, whatever, but I'm saying, with this happening, like this, why aren't fences? You know, like a fence wouldn't cost you $1 million to put up around
you're
a school.
talking about
Well, what I will say is
thousands and thousands of schools.
let me say this, and somebody disagreed with me on this. When you're dealing with someone that is truly determined, thank goodness this young man, clearly he was not, he planned it, but there. He was not all the way there with it. But when you're dealing with someone that is all the way there, and you look at the way, a lot of our schools are older schools. Now, the new schools that they built, mainly, and I heard they're redoing Creekside, Champion Elementary, the way they're built, they're fenced in. Right. But a lot of these older schools, they just were built differently. You know, they were built, you know, to just kind of blend in the neighborhood. A regular fence is not going to stop someone that's truly determined. And this is the problem.
The guys that's been going into this, that's been doing the shooting and everything, they just walking
right in without anything to stop or slow.
There's no staff in place.
They got the gates and everything.
There's no staff in place.
But they can walk right in with the students. Like
this guy
it's
walked
no
right
problem.
In with students, he had the gun and a guitar case.
Right. So if they need to check IDs in the whole 9 yards, like verify that this student goes.
Well, they check IDs if they report to the office. But if someone is sneaking on the campus,
they check your ID as you're driving onto the campus. But
you have to show your ID.
It's a huge campus, and it's a chain link fence. I mean,
somebody can jump it.
But they're not jumping the gates, is what I'm saying. They're not taking the extra things to jump gates. All they have to do is walk in.
Yeah, because they can just walk in. But this is what you have to deal with. And a bigger issue is there is a serious issue with violence in this country. And it has always been, to be honest. It has came out in different type of ways, but we can go all the way back to the civil rights movement. And before that, with different levels of violence and how it expresses itself. So there is a society problem with this. Because if they're not killing students in school.
Well, and again, here's a mental health issue. And here's where the problem comes in for me with this situation. This kid is 19 years old. I say kid because my son is 19. So he's 19 years old. He's been denied access into the Marines, the U.S. military. Okay? Because of mental health issues, yet he was still allowed to purchase a firearm. How does that happen when a government entity has said that you are mentally ill? How is it possible that you make it to buy a firearm? Come on. You know, there is a huge issue.
Yeah, I mean, and all we can do is hope and pray that somebody figure it out, because no matter how much we sit here and figure it out,
because it's a society issue. You know what I mean? It's not being dealt with at, you know what I mean, the right levels.
This is what and this is probably the last thing I'm going to say about this issue. But I'm a strong believer in the reasoning that a lot of this is happening is because the government has taken away the right from the parent to raise their children. And if I got to chastise you, I gotta chastise you along the way. No, I'm saying that's
not causing an issue of violence.
No, think about it. 40, 50, 60 years ago, it's not even that long. I'm an 80s baby. I got plenty of whoopings. I ain't no murderer. I ain't going in there doing this and doing that. And yeah, everybody's different. But if you take generations, this one right now is so totally off the rails from the rest that was getting spanked or chastised.
See, this is my thing. When I talk about the culture of violence in this country and how it expresses its ways through different avenues, this country was built on violence. It has always been there. Make no mistake. Now, were there school shootings going on?
No.
No, not at that time. But this is what happened when you never deal with the level of violence and hatred in this country. Now it's more easier than ever to do all type of mass shootings and stuff because the rise of technology. But from all the way back in the beginning of the 1900s, you had the Klan that were hanging people, burning people. You had the bombing of the church. There has always been a level of violence.
What I'm talking about is
you have gang violence.
If you take the generations and you put the generations together, I'm almost positive you will find a lot of the like what you saying, we talking school shootings. We ain't talking hatred, hate crime or something like that. We talking, there's a hate crime, but what I'm saying is.
You'll be surprised that a lot of these shooters, whether you're dealing with school shooters or mass shooters, have been radicalized by some level or some hate group online. Every time they dig back into it, it comes up that they were following certain groups and things of that nature.
And I'm not fighting that. What I'm saying is, that'll probably be something good for me to check the stats on it.
Now I'm gonna tell you what the government says the stats is on violent crime. They actually says that the rate has steadily been dropping as far as violent crime. But see, this is the difference. You have your mass shootings, and you have just like your everyday crime and killing sprees and stuff. And they said when it was at its highest point, it was actually in the 90s. We had such an issue with huge gang violence, which is still an issue, but it has toned down now. So they count all violent crime as anything with a weapon, murders, this, that, and the other. They actually said the rate has been dropping. You can check that for yourself.
And unfortunately, we have another violent crime to report now.
Oh.
With our next trending topic, which is the
2 officers.
That was me, y'all.
Yes.
Thank you, co-host.
All right, so we're gonna jump into the officer shooting in Florida.
Yes. 2 deputies were, I believe they were just having lunch. They were in a restaurant. They were in uniform, so apparently they were probably having lunch. Guy walks by the window, shoots both deputies. They die right there on the scene, and he is found dead outside the restaurant. They have not reported yet how he died, so whatever we say would be speculation, but he was found dead outside the restaurant when other officers responded to that call. And that happened in Trenton, Florida, Gilchrist County.
A culture of violence.
It's
a society issue.
It's crazy.
Something that's gonna keep happening. I mean, it's the inevitable. Everybody got a problem with how officers do things and the ticket that they got, why they got pulled over, why they went to jail, why they messed up their whole life, because really they lose jobs, good jobs, and the whole 9 yards. It's just different people have different problems or what have you, and they take it out the wrong way. Don't get me wrong, not saying justifying what they did, but that's the way that's the avenues that they take.
That's the avenues that they take. And what I would say is we have, and I see it with the way that parents raise their kids, and I don't think it's because of a lack of beatings. What you have going on now is parents, believe it or not, are more ultra protective of their kids now than they ever have been.
And
they want to be their kids' friend,
Yeah.
and they're not teaching their kids. A lot of this, people nowadays, for a multitude of reasons, do not know how to deal with life. Just the course of life.
Listen, I was born in the 70s. Okay.
I thought you was the 80s.
79.
Hey,
1 year.
I count, and in December. Listen.
Nice.
1 year, she wanna act like she was
I was raised in the 80s, of course, and on, but
born
at the same time, chastisement was a form of how we were dealt with as children, but it's not a solution nowadays. But the solution that the parents are doing now, being their friends, and the way that you'll get down and fight with your kids and all this and whatnot that's going on, that's neither here nor there. That's whatever. I just really think that the parents need to be more responsible.
Exactly.
Now, that's the perfect. How the parents supposed to be more on it if I can't chastise my child?
The problem is that you can, but
chastise is not always physical.
No, wait. See, I did first of all.
So chastisement is illegal.
But you can.
I did say beating.
Okay,
And not
parents
all
are
chastisement
chastising.
is spankings.
Parents are chastising children. I'm not saying that parents are not chastising their children, because I know a lot of them that get down with their son or their daughter, but at the same time, you come out the mouth to me sideways, I'll bust your mouth.
Yes.
That's. But I'm just saying, like, they are being chastised, but it's the way you're chastising your kids. Cut that line between friendship.
Yeah.
They got friends. When you in your 30s and 40s, you ain't their friend. Their friends is their peers.
Yeah.
And when you start trying to act like you your child's homie, and now they friends 15 and 16 years old, you might want to reevaluate yourself.
I'm gonna
Do
say
not
like this.
assume
Spare
this
the
is.
rod, spoil the child.
That's how we was raised.
Spare the rod, spoil the
And I
child.
will tell you, it's a lot of 80s parents that are
Anti using a rod to chastise their child.
Listen,
no, that's not what I was going to say.
I'm
Actually,
not
hold on a minute, Bo. No, what I would say, if you think that 80s parents are somehow raising some well-rounded kids, trust me, I deal with 80s parents, people that were born in the 80s and 90s, and I can assure you that they are truly, from just working in social services, effing kids up left and right. And I'm gonna tell you another thing. A lot of them can't even move on because, see, the problem with you got to have balance.
See, that's
all right. And I do agree. There is different forms of chastisement.
Exactly.
But what I am saying, telling you, is believe it or not, parents nowadays just don't believe their little angels will do. You can't tell them nothing about their kids.
Not
my baby.
You know
My
why?
baby didn't do it.
Because the ball was dropped. The ball was dropped. And we could sit up here and say, I'm gonna tell you, a lot of people, when that stuff really start first hitting, that you almost go to jail for hey, get right. What are you doing? For doing that? For chastising? A lot of people got scared. A lot of parents
got no kids.
A lot of parents.
If I did, I'd go to jail. Take me to jail.
All
No,
right.
wait, I'm gonna tell that. I'm gonna handle you in a way that I should as a parent in order to raise you. It ain't gotta always be where I gotta put my hands on you. Cause a lot of times I'm heavy-handed. I ain't trying to hurt nobody. But for real, I'm gonna handle my child the way that I want to handle my child. And if I got to go to jail for it, I'll be in jail. But at the end of the day, guess what? That's still my child. You can't take away the fact that that child came from my mother.
But you do know.
And that doesn't
Technically,
change.
by the government in which we live in, they could take you off and haul you off to the paddy wagon.
Actually,
now you can't lose your rights.
Florida, you can actually
Yes, but
spank your child.
Yeah, that's what I want to say.
In
Yeah,
our
you
state,
can.
you can actually spank your child. You just can't leave marks. In Georgia, you can spank your child. They can't stay for more than 7 days. The marks.
All right.
Okay.
I need to move to
So,
Georgia.
There are states that are different.
But you know what? What I would say is this: if you are a parent and that's the only way your kid is completely out of their control, and the only way you can deal with them is beat them, then something is lacking in your parenting.
Yeah.
And I can say that as a parent because I've never had to beat the living daylights out of my kids, and everybody know my girls, and they know they are good girls. They are very respectful, and I did not have to bash their behind in and do it. They're raised by two parents in a balanced household.
Okay, and again I'll say, because I don't want nobody out there to think, I'm not saying chastisement means beat your kid. I'm not saying, let me say
And you
it
need to
again.
lead by example
Chastisement
as a
means
parent.
beat your kid.
Exactly.
You see what I'm
Lead
saying?
by a lot of times kids are
But see,
acting
The way they see their parents act.
And let's also say this, and I don't want to say it like this, but you check the statistics. What type of children are these that's going out here to these schools, killing?
That boy was just depressed. He was probably upset because he didn't get into the Marines, but at the same time.
What neighborhoods then? If
It don't. Does that matter?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. You know why? Because everything else.
If a suburban, if a suburban guy compared to a city or a guy from the hood, all of them had the same result of not being rejected from the Marines. You saying all three of them gonna react the same?
No, I'm not.
So it don't matter where he's from.
Statistically, I'm saying, well, the statistics don't state that.
I don't know these statistics. We're gonna move right along.
All right, let's go ahead and loosen it up a little bit. So let's jump into our what the what. So Horace Pudgy on the show. Sorry.
He wasn't even gonna answer us. Sorry, y'all. We're going on. What's up, Aaron?
Let's go find what the
We
what.
had a heated discussion.
It was the karate guy.
Oh,
Who is it on?
well, go ahead. Wait a minute. I got to get my title there for him.
All right.
Karate self knockout. Go.
Karate self knockout. Alright,
Yeah.
this guy, know what I mean, he got all the karate moves. I mean, he know how to do his thing. Know what I mean, he done got to the point where he breaking bricks. He breaking bricks, y'all. So he'll hold out his hand while he doing a split. He got his legs wide open on the split and got some nails in the middle and everything. He holding that split. If he come down, he might hit some nails. All right, holding his hands out. They taking bricks, big old pallets of bricks. Pow! Brick break. It's breaking. It's breaking. So he grabs a brick. He said, "Hold on, give me a brick. Give me a brick." So they hands him a brick while he's
reluctantly.
doing the split.
If you look at the man's face, it was a reluctant. What you finna do with the brick? This one part of the program.
All right.
So he handed the brick.
He grabs the brick and he, you know what I mean, it looked like he took 2 steps, but he was still in the non-slip, so he didn't do that. All right. He took the brick and hit himself upside the head. Bam! Oh man, he flipped off the thing. I thought it was an act or something. He grabbed the board and the board flipped over and everything. I was like, great.
He was knocked out too. Like, the boys had to pick him up.
I thought it was a game or a show or something that they was
I see the judge's face. They was all like,
they was laughing too.
That was funny. He ain't Bruce Lee at all.
No.
At all.
You sure that's not Bruce Lee?
He should have, hey, you know what?
Back in the day.
He should have had somebody hit him with the brick on the head.
I
mean, he had to work
look better.
He didn't have to go, Black Ice. He didn't have to go.
Knock your own self out.
He didn't go. The man with a bullet in his teeth, none of that. He got knocked out. Period.
He was Leroy without the glow. Is that what you said?
Yes. Without the glow.
He's supposed to have waited on his glow to kick in first before he attempted it.
But he was looking like who said, Punky said he was looking like boom, 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 and everybody was whacking it, whacking it.
I wasn't sold on the whole arm thing. I'm like, pow, and he knocked himself out, man. It was a mess, but it was funny though.
Okay, so Black Ice, we're gonna go ahead and let you continue and tell us about, you know, the oil lady.
Okay,
fish, the new style.
Yeah, this is the new way, and I want to say that this lady is on here, and she's really comical. We categorize it in a what the what because it's like super funny. So she's in the video, and she takes the 5W30, and the man asks her
5W30.
Yeah, 5W30. Let me tell the story. So she poured it on like 3 little frozen solid pieces of fish that she done seasoned.
Tilapia.
Yeah, the tilapia, and she done seasoned them up, and he asked her what she doing. She said, I am oiling my fish. So she's doing it. So they done it for back in the days, her parents and stuff, and that's the way they do it. They told her all she needed, she ain't never fried none. She just got tired of baking it. They told her all she needed was some cornmeal and some oil. So she decided to get the 5W30. I don't know how that turned out, but I don't want to be nowhere in the house.
And not only that,
fire in the hole.
but the oil was supposed to go in the skillet.
In the pan.
And
Not
she
only
didn't
that.
put the
French.
she was oiling the fish. She didn't
Prior
put
to
She was giving it a nice little rub. I mean, she was rubbing that.
You can up and fry.
Season it.
You can't up and fry. But with the 5W30,
I don't know.
She gonna oven fry in the time.
Somebody gonna die.
Somebody going down on that. Yeah.
Y'all check out the
It
video.
seems like it'll work though if you fry it right. I mean,
No,
I'm not saying that it's consumable. You're not gonna be able to eat it, but it'll look crisp. I mean, you know that brown,
It
golden
looked like
brown
it
look.
may have turned out. That's because the oil was red. That wasn't brown. And the pan was
And
brown.
that's what you call the last meal.
Hey, literally, yeah. Check it out though. It's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so as always, because we're live from the city, we're going to jump right into our local news. So let's talk about the flea market brawl.
Y'all.
I know this lady. I know this lady.
Y'all, everybody know this lady. If y'all been going to Daytona Flea Market, I've been going there for
21 years?
Yes, she's been there like 21 plus years. Everybody call her the cat lady because she used to breed cats and sell them, Himalayan cats and stuff. So she has a smoke shop, and an old man across from her has a smoke shop. She's 68, he's 70. They got into some disagreement.
He insulted her.
And
Come get your grandparents. Come get your grandparents.
I'm upset.
Y'all, she pepper sprayed the man.
Oh man.
Yes, she did.
70?
Well, she's a woman. Yeah,
Wait,
well, she
hold on.
You heard it.
Hold
Yeah.
on. Bring that back.
She loaded that BB
Bring
gun
that
up.
back.
She pointed that BB gun at him and pepper sprayed him and threatened to kill him.
She threatened.
Listen.
I mean, she started pumping it.
Somebody got all
I will
back
kill
to
you.
over there.
Listen, I know this lady, and I've encountered her quite a few times. at
Did
this
she
little
ever
shop.
pull a BB gun on you?
No, she's really nice, and that's why
Yeah,
I said
she is
he
cool.
pushed her.
regrets it.
She
She
nice.
did. She wrote a statement about she regretted it and all this and whatnot. And I hope she don't lose her spot because you got loyal customers. You know what I'm saying? So to everybody out there at the flea market, if any of y'all watching this, let her stay.
Let the
Let
cat
her stay.
lady
Let the
Let her
cat lady
stay.
stay.
Because
Stay
he
with the cat
he
lady.
did something to her. She ain't been nothing but nice to everybody. I don't know nobody who got a complaint. And get him out.
Anybody
Right.
buying
No, you
anything
can't
at
do
the
he's a
smoke
victim.
shops, go to the
Well, move him to the D section.
How we know he's a victim?
Move him over to the other side of the flea market.
He a
Yeah, but
victim
they
in this
compete. They
particular
competitors.
situation.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, they
It
sell
ain't about
the same thing.
competition. He don't got nothing.
What is she gonna
Wait,
pull?
don't
She,
have
look,
cats.
She got cats and she bust down them deals.
she
got
could
what
have
you
shot
want.
his eye out.
She wasn't even
She
80.
No.
She's 68,
I think
70.
she-
She loaded up. She put them BBs.
She
in
scared
there.
him
Showing the
with
whole
BB.
time. He ain't even scared. He from
scared.
Pakistan.
He was
ain't
scared.
scared.
The man from
Alright.
Pakistan.
I don't know. What's up,
So
cuz?
Pakistanians not scared.
No, they raised to die. They bred to die. Anyway, we're gonna move right along, y'all.
We just playing.
If y'all go to the flea
We
market,
gonna get y'all.
go to her. Go to the
We
cat
got
lady.
to just
Ain't his name something Muhammad? Something, you know what I'm saying? Come on, man. What you think he is? He ain't Indian.
We are not
I'm just saying.
racist.
I'm not racist at all. I'm not racist at all. I'm just saying. He bothered her. And I wasn't there, but I know it. Because she don't bother nobody.
Look,
Then
Middle
why she
Easterners,
keeping a BB
we all
gun
look
double
alike.
barrel?
You
She's a
really
gotta
woman. She
protect
needs something to
herself.
protect herself. She got a taser too.
Oh yeah.
She had
She still take, I mean, you know what?
Whoa,
Oh yeah. She raised that taser.
now what? Now wait a
And
minute.
they
Now,
all-
I'm gonna see you now. Now wait a
They
minute.
don't look like
She's the
tasers.
only one
Maybe
that
this
they
old
don't.
lady did fuck this
No,
man.
she did, and the reason she felt the gun was probably more accurate because she ain't had to get that close to him to tase him. Because she got the lipstick one.
She pepper
Oh,
sprayed him
wow.
and loaded up on him. She could have
Yeah.
shot his eye. He could have been injured for
But
life.
she didn't, and he better leave alone.
She should. I mean,
He gonna leave her alone because she could have lost her spot.
No, I'm
And you
about
have violent criminals out there.
she sure lost her spot.
That
I don't
was
know if
just
she's still out there
wrong.
now.
How long y'all said she was out there for?
29
Oh,
years.
okay.
All right. Listen.
Okay, we
Listen,
gotta move on. y'all.
we gotta move on. All right, what's happening in the city? So we have a couple of things happening. So, Tip, you want to tell them about
What's up?
the
Oh,
Turtle Day?
Day, y'all, my favorite day of the whole year, Turtle Day, Saturday.
Turtle Day. What's
Tell
Turtle
the
Day?
people where it's at.
Day, Turtle, I say that too.
Turtle.
So, Turtle Day is, it's in Ponce Inlet, and it is, at the Marine Science Center. Well, that's like where most of the festivities take place.
That's down there by the lighthouse.
Yes, in
Start off
Ponce
the turtle
Inlet, if you go all the way down over by the lighthouse on that back loop, there's like a little side street, and that is where the Marine Science Center is. So you can park anywhere down there. Everything is within walking distance down there. So,
Bring your fishing
Is
boat.
that all?
Bring your fish
I'm
and
just
pole.
curious, but because I used to work out on the beach, but is that the start of the
bait.
turtle season?
no,
I know it's in
turtle
May.
nesting
Okay,
season is something different, but this is actually, they rehabilitate marine life at this, and birds too.
Yeah.
At the Science Center, and so on Turtle Day, they release some animals back into the wild.
Oh, isn't
So
that
it's really
nice?
cool, and they have food and stuff for the kids. You know, it's a really nice. It's 10 to 3, so full day of activities and stuff. Take the whole family, and it's free admission.
Saturday,
Okay.
Saturday, check it
And we
out.
want to remind you of the all-you-can-eat fundraiser going on at Aunt Catfish.
Yeah,
This
eat there
upcoming
before you
Saturday.
go.
There you go.
Eat it and
Support a
catfish
cause,
before you
support a
go,
cause.
and then head on out to Ponce Inlet.
For Turtle
Yes.
Day.
And also, if you don't know, May 12th at the Jackie Robinson Ball Stadium, tickets starting at $34. There's going to be a Nelly concert featuring
I'm a sucker for
Juvenile.
Girls,
Yeah.
yeah, good girls.
Yep. That's fine.
Yes.
Hip hop
So
people.
we're gonna go out there, all of us 80s babies, because I can't say I'm a 70s baby.
Hey!
And all of us
I just
80s
let
babies,
my
we're
baby
gonna go
out.
out here and have some fun. Remember, May 12th.
May 12th.
Get your
starts at
tickets.
17.
We got the
Tickets start at
information
$34.
online. They
Yes.
start at 34, guys. Be there, be there.
Be there.
So for our local business shout out.
It's real quick. I do the local business because I actually threw it out there this time. Local, we have food trucks, and a lot of people sleep on food trucks, but they frequently visit where I stay at, and they'll set up, and they're always out on the beach in different locations. A lot of them you can look up, but one is called what was it? Southern
State of mind. State of mind.
Southern State of Mind.
Yeah.
And one of the things, what I love, they got this pulled, listen to me. They got this pulled pork
Football.
If you have high blood pressure, it's not for you.
No,
Stay
no,
away from
just
it.
eat some of it.
Don't
stay
eat
away
any
from
of it. Don't listen to
They
her.
got pulled pork with like 4 cheese grits that are like beautiful with barbecue sauce, and then they put coleslaw on top of it.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
Oh, wow.
Good
She look
God.
like she got it in her hair right now.
I just had some. And then another one is called, I can't get the name right. It's what something ice, Mona ice.
Kona ice.
Kona ice. That's another one for the kids. I enjoy it
Y'all
myself
seen the Kona ice
because
truck all
yeah,
over
you see it everywhere. Support these food trucks. They got good food. And,
Oh,
then
man.
if you look
Don't
inside
let
of them,
black ice run up your blood pressure.
if you look inside of them, they're clean, they're well kept. The people, handle things the way that they should appropriately.
Mhm.
And a lot of these, and matter of fact, coming up September, and we'll post you up on it later. This year, they're trying to set another over 40 food truck, basically get together rally.
Oh
It's
yeah,
gonna be
yeah,
good.
nice.
So,
They've had that
I
before
mean,
now.
yeah. So
Mhm.
I'm looking forward to that, and I like to eat. So check out the local food trucks, y'all.
Okay, and on that note, thank you for tuning in. Please
Thank you.
like,
Like,
share,
share,
share.
See you
share.
next week, same time, same place.
All right. Share.
Like,
Share.
share.